1, 2, 3, 4.
Good morning, my brothers and sisters. On this, our 108th episode of the Good Morning Guys podcast. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we discuss the game of life amidst the other games we love to watch and play. I am one of your hosts, the Brazilian Mountaineer and Transition Ninja, Lucas Ham Swisher. Also with me, the judge, jury, and executioner of fake news and spoilers, Patrick Novosel.
Hey, what's up, man?
Third time's a charm. Living that 3 times life. On his left and my right, the volleyball and beast of the East who can make you laugh in 3 words or less or your money back, Ronnie Johantges.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, just hanging out with my three favorite pals in podcasting. And then on our final member of the GMG Quadfecta, he's got music in his heart, Doctor Who on his brain, and La Coretta in his old stomacho, Marc Boucher.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Just trying to survive, because that's how it is sometimes in life.
It's how you play the game.
Exactly. It is how you play the game. Speaking of playing the game, nope, that's not a transition that works. We're going to jump right into GMG Community Cornery. Forget the housekeeping. We're playing the game differently tonight. All right, so just wanted to give a quick old shout out to the Media Rock podcast, formerly known as Wingin' It. Our good old buddies, Ryan Straube and Mike Schaefer, are over there doing a purely technology-focused podcast. They keep it short, they keep it sweet, to the point. Unlike us, they usually can last just about 20 minutes, and then they're done. Get in, get out, get the information there, good to go. And it's fun. They've been talking about drawing apps lately. I'm a terrible drawer, but I know Mark likes to draw, so he'd probably like that. Talked about building portfolios. I usually build in Minecraft and with Legos. That's about it. They talked about Apple's battle with Epic Games. I mean, they talk about all kinds of good stuff. So check them out sometime. Media Rock Podcast. We'll probably put it in the show notes. You can also find them on our Discord. They have their own channel. You can chat with them about all kinds of techie stuff. Right now, they're actually recording their very next episode at the same time as us. It's like a spiritual crossover.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hi. Hope you're doing okay.
Hey.
All right, so that concludes GMGCC. Next up, what's new news? But before we share what's new with us, we have some joiners that want to share also. Barnaby Butterteeth has this to share with us. Have a weird update. There is a giant and mount across the street from my house that I just discovered today. Oh, I can't read. There is a giant ant mount. Not giant and mount. I put a D at the end of the ant.
This is a giant.
Yeah.
What the
It's a
heck?
giant,
There's a giant
mount.
across.
Whoa!
There's a giant
What country
and a
are we
mount.
talking about?
I know, right? Okay, there's a giant ant mount across the street from my house that I just discovered today. Why is that weird, you may say? I've been fighting the little buggers for weeks now. Killing a mount and another pops up. Isn't it mound? An ant mound? Or is it a mount? Can you call
Technically,
it
I
a
would call it an ant hill, but
ant hill? Yeah.
I would say mound, but
Okay.
him using it as mount makes me believe that maybe he's right and we don't know.
It's like a mini mountain.
Who knows?
It's a mount. It's not an ant mountain. It's smaller than that, so it's an ant mount.
Yeah, it's not just a hill. I mean, a mount must be much bigger than
So
an
it's
anthill.
bigger than that.
Maybe
Okay.
it's a mount because the ants mount the hill.
Yeah, I believe that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you take care of one, another pops up. On Sunday, I was reaching for the hose to do some yard work, and it took them 10 seconds to crawl into my hand and bite me good. I have around 12 bite marks from ants. The ones on the fingers are particularly painful. Anyway, everything else is still going on Chapter 1 of Ghost of Tsushima. Tried Spellbreak on the Switch, but couldn't finish a single game. The thing kicked me out 3 times, so I left it alone. I'm craving pizza and a burger, but I must be strong and won't give in. Keep fighting that good fight, Barnaby Butters. I'm sorry the ants are biting you. I don't know why you're staying still for 10 seconds. You should.
That sounds horrible.
You should do something
I
about
don't
that
think
faster.
I've ever been bitten by an ant.
Yeah, it kind of hurts, especially 12 of them at one time. That
Yeah.
can be painful.
With our powers combined.
Yeah. I think Barnaby Butters is stuck on chapter 1 of Ghost of Tsushima because he's taking lots of pictures. He has been posting those on the GMG and MTTG Discords and Twitter. Check them out. They're very nice. And then Spellbreak, well, Mark will probably be able to attest more to that later on in his update. So, cool. Thanks for sharing with us, Barnaby.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Next up, Rogue Rafael, and Joanna in Portugal had very much to say in their update. So here's my update. Rough couple weeks. We have 2 cats. One had a problem in his mouth, so we had to do a surgery to remove some teeth. Ugh. And therefore, I had to sleep on our couch for a couple days to monitor the cat, isolate him a little bit from the other cat. The second cat, the past week, went to the vet. He's anemic, and so he's had to do some tests to see if there's an infection or cancer or some similar disease. The results so far doesn't point out to be cancer, but they're still monitoring. Our little Maria had to do another COVID-19 test. That's her little daughter. Glad to say it was negative, but is already the second one, and I can foresee much more in the future. Lots and lots of COVID testing. Since if they have fever or anything, they're going to do the tests at the hospital when winter comes. I believe it will happen even more. On the brighter side, I've been trying to connect more with what matters, trying to have one day a week without cell phones or social media, being able to meditate during the mornings. That's helped a lot with the daily pressure, trying to connect more with God and trying to face my doubts, not just forget about them. Trying my best and having energy with my kids and my wife and not give it all to work. On the gaming front, Spider-Man is done. Now I've moved on to God of War. Next it will be AC Valhalla or Demon Souls or Horizon. It depends.
Nice.
It depends when I finish God of War. I'm around 5 to 6 hours in already. Also, I'm back to Rocket League and having a great time there also. By the way, I have a lovely wife that made a pre-order for a PS5 for me. So I just want to finish by saying that she is amazing.
Yeah.
Heart emoji.
Nice.
That is a lot.
That's a good slew of games right there.
Yeah, that is really good slew of games. I mean, he's playing through like almost the Mount Rushmore of PS4 games. Spider-Man.
Well, one of the things
God of War.
with Spider-Man, I know that does just finish Spider-Man. So I was planning on playing through Spider-Man again, but now that it's going to be a remastered for PS5 and I'm getting the new Spider-Man Miles Morales, I have a conundrum. Should I replay the remaster or play the remastered and then Miles Morales? Or do I play Miles Morales and then replay the remastered one?
I mean, how many games have you played since you beat Spider-Man?
A lot.
You've
It's been a couple
forgotten,
years.
and knowing you've forgotten everything.
Oh, yeah. You're probably right.
So you should play through the remastered so
It
you
won't
can
take
remember
long.
what
I guess it
happened.
won't take long for me to do the remaster.
It really won't.
Riding
Now
a
that you know
bike.
what you're doing. Yeah, exactly. It'd be like swinging webs with a Huffy.
Yeah, but I probably want to get the. Well, yeah. Maybe I won't go for the platinum. Maybe I'll just go for do the story, and then do the Miles Morales.
Yeah.
And then go back and get the platinum.
That'd be fair. You know the
Yeah.
platinum's easy, so you can do it later when you
yeah.
have downtime, just want to listen to podcast. You can just
Yeah.
save that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's good. Haffa, and just to note with your, the health and the things going on with your kids and your cats and all that, we're praying for you, man. But glad to hear that you're, kind of divvying out your energy between work and family, and that's always a good thing to do, for sure. Joanna had a follow-up. She said, all that Haffa said regarding the cats and the kids over the past week was definitely a bit hard. And now we have a suspicious COVID case in the kindergarten again. But thankfully we are on vacation, and it's not a bad place to be during quarantine if needed. Work has been consuming too much of my time. I got a promotion, and I don't want to disappoint anyone. But as a workaholic, it's been hard to balance everything. After way too many hints, also, I realized that when Haffa said he was not going to buy a PS5, he actually meant, I want you to buy it for me. I'm not particularly good with sub meanings and all that, but I still gained some credits, which I'm pretty sure I'll spend them this week when packing for vacation. Yeah. So,
All right.
good work getting that PS5 for your husband. He owes you big time now, so you just make sure to hold that over his head for sure and expect a little something in return or a bunch of somethings. I'll leave that up to you what that is. All right, that's all for our joiner updates. Now on to the four of us. So, without further ado, Ronnie, how broken is your heart
first.
right now? On a scale of 1 to 10, how much have the Reds just shattered your very being?
Well, I had a rough week, really, I guess. Not anything particularly serious. The first thing was the Reds making it to the playoffs, giving us all hope. And then,
They do it.
I could talk about this later in the show, that's for sure, about me believing every
Right.
single time.
Yeah, that's true. Spoilers.
Yeah,
It's just warming us up.
That's on me.
Warming us up.
That's on me. No, it sucked. It sucked. That would be how that worked. They didn't even score a run.
Yeah,
and the
I heard
first
for you
game went
guys.
into 13 innings, and it was. I mean, I'm glad they made it, but also it's one. If you just make it and then lose right away, that really means nothing.
Yeah.
I also I guess it was Tuesday at volleyball. You guys ever like hurt your back where it's like you just can't like stand up straight, or you know what I mean? Like you just kind of like your back is really stiff and it takes a couple days for that to go away.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Too
So I guess I did
many
that on
video games sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I did it on Tuesday during volleyball, but it was not, there was no injury that I was like, oh man, I just hurt my back. I just woke up on Wednesday and I felt like a little bit stiff. And I wasn't sure. I was like, man, I don't know if I like took a weird step or something, but
Weird
on
step.
Thursday I woke up and
That's when you know you're old.
That's mid-30s talk right there. I
weird
took a
step, yeah.
step. Oh, mid-30s,
I
huh?
sneezed the other day.
we've all done it. All right. We've all taken that weird step where you're like, oh no, I should never do that again. But on Thursday I woke up and I could barely get out of bed. It was bad. Probably the most like sore my back has ever been. So I took ibuprofen. Like I had like a heating pad on it most of the day. Today's really the first day where I'm not feeling sore. So it took quite a while to get rid of that. So that happened today. On top of all the other heartbreak, you guys ever have what's like a burst taste bud? Maybe like on your tongue?
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh man, I have one of those today.
What is that?
It's unreal.
I've never had that.
You ever had like almost like one of the little taste buds on your like tongue gets like swollen and really sore, and it makes like your whole tongue like sore?
Oh, does it feel
This has
kind of
never
like
happened?
a canker sore, like on your lip, something on the inside of your lip that's like
Well,
really
it's on
sore
your
to the
tongue,
touch?
though.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's the
But
same
kind of,
sensation.
yeah.
But it's on I guess I've
So-
had that then. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I've
that's
had
like
that.
it's usually a one day thing. Like it'll probably be gone tomorrow, but today it's been like, man, seriously? Like we had to do that on a Monday? Like we could have just waited, until Tuesday or Thursday
Yeah.
or something.
Ruin a different day.
But yeah, I did see a bit of good news today, and that is one of my favorite movies is coming to Netflix on the 14th of this month, and that is Moneyball.
Ooh.
okay.
I like that one. That's a good one.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
I love that movie. I feel like if you're a little bit of a baseball nerd, that movie that's where it's at. But no, that's pretty much it for me. I didn't play any video games, any tournaments, anything like that really.
Uh-oh.
So it's pretty standard.
Is Gungeon kind of waning? Is it
I've still been playing that. I just don't want to keep updating.
I understand.
That I'm
Okay.
not good enough to get through the 5th boss. I did actually this past week. I did make it to the boss on Chamber 5.
it's progress?
Only to find out as I was looking up more information, that's actually not the end.
What?
Oh no.
So, yeah.
I've been there, buddy.
Basically, I mean, you just have to have everything go right. I mean, it's one of those games where I got to the final boss, and actually, like, I thought I was going to beat him. I got down to where I had, like, I could only take, like, 1 or 2 more shots, and my gun ran out of ammo. and in the process of trying to switch guns and like look at the guns that I was switching to, like I was getting hit. Like it's hard to avoid, and also like you know what I mean. Like because at the time I was focusing everything on not getting hit, because it's a big dragon is the boss, and it's just like like the whole screen is basically just filled up with bullets, and there's little like openings in the bullets that you can roll through too. Like it's madness. But I would have beat him if my gun didn't run out, actually.
That's unfortunate.
My gun was a beehive, by the way.
Oh, so
Interesting.
side note,
You played it?
I played Enter the Gungeon this past week.
All right.
yeah.
See about
And
that.
So I turned it on and I'm already in. You know, like this is
It's like
is
an old
straight-
school arcade mode.
It definitely is an old school arcade game. And it's procedurally generated, all these levels. And I get in there and I beat the first chamber. I'm in the second chamber. Then I get to the third chamber. And now I'm in the fourth chamber. And this is my first try at this game. I'm like, this is awesome. So then I didn't have enough bullets, because you like collect bullets and then you take them to the merchant to like use it for guns or ammo or hearts or whatever. And I didn't have enough. I had no bullets left. All I had was my infinity pistol that does nothing.
Which character
against-
did you use?
I used the warrior or the
The Marine?
no,
With
I
the
don't
little
know.
helmet?
Yeah, the helmet guy. Yeah,
Yeah. One of those guys actually, so that is the best guy from everything I've read and
yeah.
using him. The girl with the blonde hair, I think. She's like a,
She does the lockpicks.
no.
Okay.
That's that guy has darker hair. He's
Okay.
like, and the lockpick sometimes destroys chests also. So it's
Yeah.
not, I found that it's not that awesome.
No.
But no, the person with like the blonde colored hair has a shotgun. Like they have their starter pistol and then also start with a shotgun.
Is it an infinity ammo shotgun?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it has like 150 shots, but
Okay.
the way the levels are designed is there's 2 chests on every level.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you get like extra bonus ones that drop,
Yeah.
but one chest gives you an ability and the other gives you a weapon.
That is not what I found. I'm like getting music, and I'm like, what do I need music for? I'm using
What do
my
you mean
keys
music?
on music. Like what is?
What do you mean by music?
I don't know. Like the music notes pop, and like it changes the level's music. I'm like, I used a key for this. Like I need a
There's-
gun.
There is so many items and guns. It's like it's ridiculous to like get to learn all of them. Like
Yeah.
I haven't like I still every now and then get guns and I'm like I've never had this before. I have no clue what this even does.
I just started using, like, I had the beehive, that one, and it's just
The beehive's
shoots
one of the
bees.
best guns in the game.
It just shoots a ton of bees at them.
The beehive, next time you get it, by the way, you should not use it and only use it for the boss because
That's
you can
what-
just hold that beehive down and dodge and you don't have to worry about it.
That's
Always
what I
fun.
found is as I'm going through the levels, I'm trying to use my infinity ammo pistol as much as possible.
Yeah.
And then when the harder guys come along, I will get out my AK or whatever other gun that I have. But yeah, so I get to the fourth chamber and I die mid level, and so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna
That fourth
try
chamber's
again.
pretty rough too.
It was,
Yeah.
but I only had half of a life, so or half of a heart,
Yeah.
and no armor or anything. So I died, and I'm like, okay, this is my first try. I already got to the fourth chamber. This is gonna be an easy game. Nope, not even close.
It's all random.
It is so random, and I go through an entire level. Like what you said before in a previous podcast episode is when you get to a boss, it's not necessarily a good idea to get to actually go to the boss.
Yeah.
It's a very good idea to go through all the rooms that are in that level or in that chamber to find other upgrades and things like that. So I went through an entire chamber, no guns. It was just I unlocked a chest and it gave me a musical note, which I'm like, and then I get to the boss. I'm like, I'm gonna go against this 3-headed dragon or whatever it was, and all I have is a pistol. This is garbage.
You got this.
So
John
I
Wicket,
died.
throw the
I
pistol
died.
at its faces.
Do you know there's also like secrets on the levels? I don't know if
No,
you've come
what-
across any of those yet. So like where the chest rooms are, if
Yeah.
you like shoot some of those walls, the wall will actually like crack. But you have to shoot it with a gun that basically you need ammo for. You can't shoot it with your starter pistol.
Okay.
It has to be an actual gun. But after you find out that the wall cracks, you can use one of your blanks. Have you figured out what those are yet?
Yeah, so the blanks are awesome against
They're
bosses.
fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, so the blanks, for those that don't know, the bosses shoot a guns or the bullets pretty much fill up the entire screen, and you can use these blanks that like wipes them out throughout the entire screen, and it gives you a clean slate, which gives up an opening for the boss for you to hit them. It also allows you to kind of like breathe for a second, so you're not getting littered with all these bullets.
So you have to use them to open up the secrets also.
You do? Okay. All right.
But a lot of times there's chests, hearts, blanks, ammo, sometimes keys, like all kinds of stuff in there.
Okay. Yeah. It's fun. It's a fun game. It is a game where
It is really fun.
I got the fourth chamber. It might have been like 15 minutes, but it's very short, because it's like the whole point of the game is to keep playing, but it's just the randomness is sometimes frustrating for that level.
It is, especially when you have a really good run and you go back and you're just like the next run you're garbage. You're like, this sucks.
Yeah, I had an AK, the B, and a shotgun, and in my first run through.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So that's how I got to chamber 4 so quickly. But all the other ones, I'm like, man, all I have is a shotgun. But
so when you go into the the breach or whatever, like the home.
Yeah.
If you go into one of those doors, those little things you get from the bosses, you can use those to unlock guns.
Yes, so
So you want to keep unlocking them.
I had like I don't know, 37, 44, 47, something like that from beating the bosses, and I went in there and I unlocked a few of those. So that's how I got the B one.
The last piece of advice is if you beat a boss and you don't get hit by any bullets, you get this like bullet trophy type thing, and it gives you another full heart.
Oh,
going forward.
Whoa, that's huge.
You get a better item and everything. It's called like flawless, I think.
Okay,
but yeah,
it's a fun game.
You want to go for that?
Nice.
Yeah, it's good. That's that is it for my week though.
Cool.
What else
Tips
did you
for
do,
the
Patrick?
Gungeon. Yeah, Patrick, might as well keep the good times rolling.
What else did you do other than Enter the Gungeon?
So Clark went back to school on Friday, so the house was quiet again. I was able to get some work done. But as far as work, I am off this entire week, which is fantastic.
Yeah, staycation, baby.
So great that I wake up, I put the kids on the bus, I get back in, and my boss has already texted me at 8:22.
Boo.
First
like,
day.
Boo this man.
You mind logging in and doing this for me? I'm like,
Veto.
yeah, I was like, I'm not responding to this for 7 minutes.
Yeah, I'm making you wait, making you sweat it out.
But yeah, whatever. I just I had to log in there. It took me 5 minutes, but yeah, off the entire week, barring any other things that are happening. Cross my fingers that they don't need anything. But so yeah, this coming week is going to be all games. I've been playing a lot of Avengers. Been playing WWE 2K20. Like I said, went into Enter the Gungeon. And I got 2 games from GameFly today.
Ooh.
I got Star Wars Squadrons.
Nice.
And Crash Bandicoot 4.
Oh, so jealous.
I've been considering pulling the trigger on that.
Yeah, so I got it for the kids because the kids love the first 3, the trilogy that we got.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to go ahead and get that. It's not my type of game, but the kids love them. So
Nice.
So play with them. But the big game that I played this past week was Mafia Definitive Edition.
Mm-hmm.
That game was amazing. Like it was almost beat for beat from the original. They added new dialogue because they had new voiceovers. It was built from the ground up. They had all new motion capture and voiceovers, and it was everything that I wanted in a Mafia remaster or a remake. The main mob boss, his name's Don Salieri, who the guy that voiced him and did the mocap for him was amazing. Like it was the probably the best VO that I've ever seen in a video game. His mannerisms, even the facial capture. At some points, you're like, man, how did they do this in a video game? Like, this guy is a pro.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. This guy's is a pro in everything that he's saying. It felt like it was just so natural, which was a huge, stark contrast to one of his lackeys or one of the other guys that you are with the entire game. His name's Paulie, and he has the worst voice in video games.
I mean, with a name like Polly, what do you expect? Polly want a cracker?
There's always a Polly, man.
Yeah,
It's so
it's
bad.
like Rocky's
It's
Polly,
so bad.
the worst.
Yeah.
The worst.
Yeah, I was talking to Mark the other day, and it reminds me of how much I hated the voice from Polar Express. That little kid that's like just like
The nerdy
"Hey, guys." Yes. Oh my god.
Hey, what do you think you're doing back there?
Yeah, it was like that, like I don't know, nails to a chalkboard kind of thing. Like, oh, I can't wait till he stops talking. But overall, the game was great. Even like all the missions were different. It was a linear storyline, and every single mission that you did was totally different. The only things that were like very similar when you were driving from mission to mission. But even when you're doing that, like the radio would be playing, and sometimes they would play music, but sometimes they would do like voices. So it would be like some sort of radio talk show, like the president would be on, and he'd be talking about prohibition, talking about World War II, the Nazis. They even played the 9th inning of a World Series game as I'm driving to the next mission. And I was driving slow. Like I was just stopping at stop signs. I was just making my way just very slowly so I could hear the rest of this game, because it just felt like a great radio broadcast. Yeah, it was really cool. That game was amazing. I played through it. I'm like, I'm just gonna play the game, and I'm gonna be done with it. And then the next morning, I'm like, yeah, I might be going for the platinum.
Ooh, okay.
To do the platinum, you got to be on the hardest difficulty. You got to play it on the hardest difficulty as for one of the trophies. And I don't know if it unlocks before or after you beat the game. But I played on medium or normal, whatever it was. But then I played it on what they call classic mode. And I looked at the classic mode, and the classic mode was like the same options as the OG Mafia from the PC game. And I'm like, I beat that game like 3 times on PC. I should have just played it on classic. So I went through the first 2 missions, and I beat it with a breeze. So I think I'm going to go for the platinum on that one.
Cool.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah, pretty much same old on the life front.
All right.
Yeah.
How about you, Mark? Same old, same old? Anything to mix it up a bit?
Some things here and there happened.
Some retro things?
Yeah.
Been out there trying to save Hyrule, maybe?
Yeah, a little bit of a Hyrule fantasy. That's the original name of the game, the Japanese version. Anyway.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Mark fact.
Oh.
Yeah, so the normal week was pretty much status quo, but yeah, this past weekend, for a couple of different reasons, was very much Legend of Zelda oriented. First off, didn't play any Spellbreak this week, so sorry to disappoint, Lucas.
Nothing. You're giving me nothing. That's all right. I didn't play any of it either, so we're even.
Yeah, me neither. What about you, Ronnie?
Nah, I didn't play any this week either.
All right, 4 for 4.
Nor will he any other week.
Or 0 for 4.
Nor will I any day of my life ever. I might come across it. I don't know.
But yeah, no Spellbreak this past week. Obviously played some Apex. Played Rocket League with you guys on Thursday night with our GG crew.
Yep.
God and Gaming.
Yeah.
And quickly
Golden
realized,
Girls, the Golden Girls
Golden
group.
Girls. Yep,
Yeah.
You're right. Quickly realized I do not like Rocket League. Not good at it.
Boo! Boo this
Yeah,
man.
I know. I know. But
It's all good. Not for
I've
the
tried.
faint of heart.
I've tried.
In
on
all
a
fairness,
couple
though, Mark, I never really got to be that good at it either, and I played it a lot.
but it was like absolutely frustrating for me. Like,
It can be rough, especially if the guys you're playing are really good.
yeah, we had some experienced people playing. So, you know, Ryan Straube and Isaac from the Infinity Bros. Ryan being from the Media Rock podcast.
Yep, that's right. He was quite the defender.
Yeah, and of course Lucas and Patrick and myself.
I was a midfielder. I was like all over the place. I was Sweet Tooth too, so I was just like, I'm just gonna play the character and just. Be like,
Wanted to hit the ball.
I just hit stuff.
Yeah, you just look in the middle of the field. There's Lucas just doing circles.
Yep,
Like,
just,
missed it again.
Donuts. I
Missed it
made
again.
15 donuts before someone scored. I get a gold star.
But, yeah, quickly realized that Rocket League is not for me. But gave it the old college try.
Yeah.
And it was a good hang. So, but yeah,
For
so
sure.
Saturday night was our very first Retro October stream, which went very, very well. I was very happy and very excited to do it. Had a great time. You know, a lot of people from the community were there. Started breaking into the original Legend of Zelda. I thought I was going to be able to accomplish this in 2 hours like the guide does. Nope, I could not. Took an extra hour just to get to where I was, and I think I'm about 6 dungeons in out of a total of 9.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, you started off a little rough, but once you got into the groove and got the controls and the mechanics all down, you were just rolling through.
well, the thing is, like the first hour of it is basically a lot of grinding. Because you're getting, or at least going by the guide that I'm using. Shoutouts to ZeldaDungeon.net for their walkthrough. The guide that I'm using, the first hour basically is getting heart containers and upgrading your weapons before you even hit the first dungeon. And so when you're first starting, like, you have very little health and you can die so easily. And so, but once I started leveling up the character and everything, it started feeling better until I got to about the 6th dungeon. And that last dungeon was rough. And,
Yeah, it can get tough.
And I made the mistake of going in that dungeon without any potions. And so thankfully the Nintendo Switch actually has a feature where you can do kind of a rewind. But I kept rewinding it, trying to get to these couple of different areas, and I just could not make it on the amount of health that I had. Because obviously when it rewinds you have the same health you had before, which I had like a heart and a half or something like that. So there was just no way. So I was like, okay, this is too much of an uphill battle. I gotta leave this dungeon and get some stuff. So I bought a potion.
Get restocked.
Yeah, I bought a potion, went right back in, and went right back to where I started.
Oh, jeez.
But finally made it out. I'm at full health from where I was, but yeah, I had a lot of fun. Obviously, this coming tomorrow night, from when we're recording, we're gonna be doing our next stream, and we're gonna finish The Legend of Zelda.
Yes.
Get that done, and then we're gonna jump into, it looks like, Star Fox.
Yeah, do a barrel roll.
The original SNES Star Fox. I'm excited because I've never beaten the SNES version of it. I've played very little of it. I was very much a Star Fox 64 person, so
Gotcha.
this will be a different experience for me. And so we'll be doing that tomorrow night at 8 p.m.
Nice,
Eastern
man.
time.
Yeah.
We'll finish up Legend of Zelda, get that done, and then jump into Star Fox for a little while.
I feel like Star Fox was one of the first polygonal games on SNES. I think that was the big thing about it. It was
the fact that it was one of the first 3D games on a console, I believe.
right. Yeah.
It actually, the cartridge had an extra chip added to it. It was called the Super FX chip.
Mm-hmm. I remember seeing that on the label of the cartridge.
Right. and that basically gave the ability to expand into 3D modeling and things like that. And I can't remember. I think that's actually an American company that did that chip, and Nintendo saw what they did, and basically we're like, we want that. We want to buy into that. So it was a very interesting story about the creation of Star Fox. But
Cool.
Obviously, for 2020, I was watching some footage of it today. That game's rough.
Oh yeah.
But
But I mean, for the time, I remember when I played it at the time, and I was like, "This is so cool! You can play in this 3D space, and you got this spaceship." And I remember I played the first few levels over and over and over again. But I was a typical, young preteen kid that was just like, "Okay, I'm done. I have no idea what's happening. I'm gonna go play outside, or I'm gonna go do something else." And then I'd come back and be like, "Oh, let's start over again," because I have no idea what's going on. So.
And then you get to the voice acting.
Oh yeah, it's spot on. I was like, how do I change this to English instead of English?
Yeah, just Sims language basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll definitely be playing that tomorrow night. And also, while I am borrowing my buddy's Switch for to be able to do Retro October, I actually got the remake of Link's Awakening for the Switch. Got
Nice.
that from GameFly. So I broke into that today, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I played the original one on the Game Boy when it came out and beat that. So there's a lot of, obviously the graphics are updated. There's a lot of faithful representation of the story itself. With a lot of new things added as well. So, and I love the art design for it. So I'm having a great time with it. But yeah, that's pretty much things on my end. And hope to see you guys. Well, depending on when this recording comes out, I mean, it may have already passed. But hopefully people will be there Tuesday night for our next Retro October stream.
Yeah. While you have the Switch, you should download the Super Mario 35.
I've thought about that. I don't know how good I would be at it because it looks intense.
Oh my gosh. I totally forgot that I played that. It is a Mario game that is basically a battle royale where you have to be the last one standing. It is amazing. After my kids got on the bus and I did that this morning for work, I busted out the Switch and I was playing Mario 35 this morning. And
did you already get a win? Go ahead and just tell us. Did you already get first place?
I've gotten 3 wins.
You've got battle royale blood. I don't understand you.
I threw up my hands. I'm like, yes, another win. And Mel's like, you're playing against 7-year-olds. And I was like, not necessarily.
Yeah,
She's like, okay, 7-year-olds dads. I was
There you
like,
go.
yeah, that's probably more accurate. But yeah, it's basically you're up against 34 other players in a randomly generated levels, and the enemies you kill on your level will get shot over to another one of the still remaining opponents. So that could be like a Koopa, it could be those Goombas, it could be those turtles or whatever they're called. Whatever you kill is sent off to another person's level. And each one of those that you kill adds to your time. So you start with 30 seconds, and as you're killing Goombas and so forth, you get an extra 2 seconds or a second or however you kill them. And then you also get coins. And as you're getting coins, once you get 20, then you can get a random box. And the random box could be a mushroom, the fire flower, or a star. And if you get a star, you'll be able to run through a whole bunch of enemies and get them thrown onto another player. And then there's also 4 separate settings to who you choose where your enemies go. It could be whoever has the lowest time, who has the most coins, random, and then my favorite is whoever's attacking me, I'm gonna send enemies to their level.
Mm-hmm.
And if there are more than one attacker, then if you kill a Goomba, then a Goomba will go to each of their levels.
Oh my
And if
gosh.
you kill 9 Goombas in a row, then 9 will go to each of their levels.
Nice.
And if you have, and that's how I found that you can get a better job of knocking them out as you're throwing your enemies to their level. And at one point, I had 9 people attacking me. So one Goomba would go to 9 different levels, and it is wild, and it's quick too. Like I think the games that I won were 10 minutes long, like roughly 10 to 11 minutes.
That's not too bad.
Nothing longer than that. So if you get out early, then it's only a couple minutes. So it's one of those games kind of like Enter the Gungeon, where you play and then as soon as you die, you're like, well, I gotta play again. I gotta get back. I gotta get farther than I did. So yeah, it's a great game. And Clark, he's 6. He doesn't really know how to I played Mario for 30 years and he's only played Mario for about a year. He doesn't have the quick reflexes and all that just yet. So he likes to watch me. Which is great because now I can I wonder if I can consider this a game that I get to beat with Clark. I don't know. I haven't decided whether that's going to be one of those.
If
outliers
Clark can get a win based on your training, not you helping him, but based on his
I feel like
training.
he's got to be involved.
Yeah.
At this point, I think the highest he's gotten is 30th. So he's
getting there.
He's not quite there
yet. A little bit, Alspoku says Brazilians would say.
But,
it's little by little.
Super Mario, little by little. Super Mario 35. It's fun. It's free.
Fun and free.
So
that sounds like a good
Always
deal
the
to
best.
me. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So Mark, get on that this week. Let us know next week. We want to hear you get a win.
I bet you since Patrick's really good at it, I'm just going to absolutely suck at it like all guys.
That's the spirit. Way to believe.
But I will give it a try.
Yeah, give it a try. Give it 10 levels. Because the first level I died, it was 34th place. So
all right.
Out of how many?
35. So I was like, yeah, I can do better than this.
Because I'm already not that great at Mario. Like I can hold my own a little bit, but I'm already not that great at it. And now I got to fight against 34 other people.
I hear if you can find the beehive gun, that takes out all the enemies.
That's the key.
Yeah.
And Bowser
You know the cool thing
will
about
appear.
that, Lucas? You would probably love this game, by the way, but you're literally just holding a beehive. You're carrying it around, and when you pull the trigger, the bees just fly out of it.
Just like real life. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd probably love
That's
it.
awesome.
I'm definitely
It is
going
an
to
awesome
put
game.
it on my keep an eye out list.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for it. All right, so for me, on the gaming front, I started playing a new game this week called Just Kidding. I'm not playing anything other than Avengers. It's Avengers.
It's a really long title.
That's what it's called. Avengers Morning, Afternoon, and Night. I'm right there with Patrick, just plugging along, power leveling characters, getting ready for the Mega Hive. This week, I actually fell in love with Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel. I needed to level her up, because one of the trophies was to get all the characters up to, I think you have to get them all at least to level 40, between level 40 and 50 to get a certain trophy. And so I was leveling her up, power leveling her, and I just started kind of discovering her kind of crowd control skills, and she's nice and chipper and fun, and just the other day I got her a fun little, I will say, even though I've fell in love with playing as her and fighting with her, I do not like her outfits. They're all just like pajamas pretty much. They're either pajamas or t-shirts, and I'm like, that's what I wear at home. I want to feel like a superhero. I want to wear really cool outfits and stuff. So the other day I got her a Throggy outfit, which is pretty much a Thor t-shirt. It's like a replica hero shirt. It has the discs on her.
I saw
on her
that
shirt.
today.
Yeah. And then she has a frog, like a frog helmet. And it's really just
it's got little Thor horns, right?
Yeah,
at the
Thor
top,
horns at
too.
the top, and then it's like a froggy, almost like a Fargo, not a toboggan, but with the little flaps and stuff. It looks totally goofy, and I love it. So
Well, the thing about a lot of her outfits, all her regular ones and not the fan outfits,
right,
is that her basic design for her superhero outfit as Miss Marvel is based on obviously she's a Muslim character,
yeah,
and her outfit is a burkini.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
what they use to exercise and things like that. So
Sure, and I appreciate that, but it's like, here's the purple one, here's the blue one, here's the light
Yeah.
blue one,
Yeah, it's just-
here's
it's just
the
a color
light
swap.
purple one. Like, it's, just give me a little,
The
just a
only,
little
the only
variety.
one that's really, actually, I guess there's two really different ones. It's the Throggy one that you have, and then the one where you get after you beat the campaign.
the Stark,
yeah.
the Stark
Yes.
outfit. And I do like all the Stark
Yeah.
outfits, but I kind of feel like they gave me that at the end of the campaign, and I'm like, I want to kind of,
You want to
I want
earn
to earn
something else?
one, or yeah.
Yeah.
So right now, I'm pretty sure all the characters at this point, I really dig all their outfits. I still get excited every time I get a cosmetic unlock, and I can go to the fabrication store, and sometimes it's like, oh look, another blue Captain America outfit. All right, great, let's unlock
So
that.
how do you get those? Because I'm not having a good I don't have a good chance of getting those or whatever.
It's
I'm doing.
random.
I'm not getting
so
them.
the only
Okay.
time, so I've gotten them for ranking up really high in faction. Like I crossed over into level 40, which I'm sure you've already crossed into that. But I got a legendary,
maybe.
I got a legendary cosmetic out of it. So, and then DNA
Wow.
boxes. Those are caches. Those are the only times that I get it.
Okay.
So, but it's
All right.
random. Sometimes I get them, sometimes I don't. But I would give, for me, the cosmetics I really like some of them, then others are just stinkers. Like they're just kind of, it's like a palette, color swap, and that's it.
Yeah, I found that the cosmetics, there's like one for each character that I really, really like.
Yeah.
And all the other ones are just like color swaps.
Yeah.
Or, hey, here's Thor's outfit, but without the helmet.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
His hair is permier.
That's all that's
than
different?
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But on the trophy front of it all, Patrick and I are both 2 trophies away from getting that plat. And we're creeping up there. We've got to do 50 hive missions, which take somewhere between 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how fast you're going through. At this point, we're good. We can do one in like 20 minutes, I think. Pretty solid.
Yeah,
15.
I think
we just
so.
blow by through the hallways, skip the optional enemies and stuff. But even then, we have lots of fun because we race to hit the switches. We do emotes and communicate with each other in just very strange ways. We make fun of each other, make fun of the game. The glitches are still there. It's hilarious.
Yeah, they're not gone.
No,
they
they're not
said they
gone.
fixed
They're
them. They're
just-
not
They're
gone.
different. It changes. They do an update and new glitches appear. It's fantastic. But the final step is going to be Patrick and I are going to run through a mega hive. Now, it's a little different than normal because the mega hive is a single player experience. So we're going to try to simultaneously go through this mega hive when all of our characters are ready. It's a high level, multi-tiered. It's like double the most difficult hive we've already done, which is 7 levels. Now it's going to be 14. Your characters have to be pretty maxed out, and you only have 1 life with each Avenger. And so when you go through this mega hive, when your first Avenger dies or loses all his life, you go to the next one until you have pretty much 6 lives through the 14 levels. It's going to be a single player experience, but Patrick and I are going to try to do it at the same time, probably in the next week or two. Try to stream it and see if we can get that plat and see if we can sync it up. It's going to be exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. But that's all I've been doing in gaming. In the real life front, work has been fine. I did have a busier week last week because I preached preached about patience at church in Portuguese. It's been a solid 6 months since I preached in Portuguese or any language for that matter. I mean, I've been doing, the Good Morning God Pod, but that's not preaching. I just talk for 10, 15 minutes about, life and tell stories and stuff. And so I definitely had to put some time in planning, kind of planning things out in English and then translating in Portuguese, talking with Mindy, talking with some other friends of mine that kind of looked at it and gave some feedback on, better words to use. I, of course, consulted Google Translate to help me sometimes to really make sure, kind of just take some of the hard work out of it to translate every single word. But I got there, read through it a bunch of times, kind of talked through it. And then Sunday morning came and everything went great. The people were really responsive. My jokes translated. So it wasn't like, sometimes when you make a joke and try to translate it from English to another language, it's like, it doesn't always come through. So They all translated, so I was really happy. People were laughing. They weren't pity laughs like, "Oh, silly gringo." It was it was genuine laughter, so that was cool. With the family, we finished all 7 seasons of the Clone Wars, and
Nice.
all I can say, well, I'll say a few things, but one of the things I'll say is I recommend it for anyone that's a Star Wars fan. I give the entire 7 seasons a 9.5 out of 10. I only take 0.5 off because in the first few seasons, they have no chronological order. And it was clear that the people who planned it out did not plan anything. They were like, oh, we're just making this for kids, so we're just going to jump all over the place. Well, I think eventually they were like, we got people really watching this, so we should actually try to make things go in order and make sense. So like by season 3, they start to follow like really solid storylines that connect throughout till the end of season 7. And man, it fits perfectly between episodes 2 and 3 of the films. Even the connections to Jedi Fallen Order are really cool after having played that first and then watched these afterwards. But the final few seasons 4 through 7, 10 out of 10. It made me care for clones, which I never thought I would ever care for clones. There are some clone characters that are throughout all the seasons that, man, I would give my, Star Wars life force for their well-being. Like, just you really care for them. Ahsoka, easily a top 10 character for me in the Star Wars universe. Like, she is. They develop her character through that. They make me like Anakin. I will be honest. Anakin is not my favorite character in the Star Wars universe. In the prequels, he's whiny. I don't like Hayden Christensen's portrayal of him, but
Is it possible that Anakin's anybody's favorite character, though? For real?
I mean, you're probably right. It's nobody really likes
Pat,
him.
do your impression of Anakin
Which one?
about the underestimating the power.
You underestimate my power.
In my opinion, the Jedi are evil.
My powers have doubled since the last time we saw each other.
It's like a high pitched,
that's horrible.
annoying Jerry Seinfeld.
It's awful. But
It's like Jerry Seinfeld's high pitched is hilarious. No matter what he's saying, it's hilarious. There's no way he cannot be funny. But Anakin Skywalker, awful.
well, I feel like in Clone Wars they said, you know what, we're gonna
All
make
versions of them are
Anakin
horrible.
the right way because Anakin in the Clone Wars is cool. He's got solid character.
Yeah, he is cooler.
In fact, when you watch the movies and go back, it actually makes Anakin even worse because you're like, I want the Clone Wars Anakin back. Like,
Just do what they did
Switch it
for
out.
Blacklist and just
Yeah,
put
do
in
the
Anakin
animated.
Skywalker from Clone Wars
Exactly.
into the scenes.
yes, please. So we watched that. That was great. The family loved it. We wanted more Clone Wars, but sadly, nothing else for now. So we actually went on and we watched episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, with the kids. Because it just made sense. We didn't know if we were going to be ready, but after watching all the Clone Wars, there was some dark stuff that happens in Clone Wars that, the kids kind of gradually went through. Like the kids survived it. James didn't have any nightmares by the end of it all. So we were like, you know what? I think you're ready. James already kind of knew. He has like a golden book of episode 3. He's played the Lego games. So we jumped into it. Everybody watched it and we liked it. For the most part, the kids were like, I don't really like Anakin. So that made sense when it's all said and done. They definitely, I will say, when the youngling part came and Anakin's with the kids in the room, James almost lost it. He looked at he looked at us and he's like, he's going to kill the kids. Like I was like, oh no, this is what's going to break him. Like just
This is gonna break him.
we just tried to keep our cool, and we were like, yeah, buddy, he turned to the dark side. It was really kind of sad. But
I saw a you guys know the game Among Us, right?
oh yeah, I saw this too.
So for those who may have not seen, like it's a picture of the room where the younglings are, and the younglings are chopped in half like they are
Yes,
like
like
they
you
would be
imagine,
Among Us.
What?
like you imagine
Like they
were,
are.
like
like in Among Us,
Goodness.
like when you kill a character in Among Us and you see like the bone sticking out of the like it chopped the legs are it's like chopped in half and you see the bone sticking out whenever you kill someone in Among Us. Well, it was like that, but with the younglings, and Obi-Wan and Yoda are just standing there like, that Anakin looks kind of sus right now. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Already coming out with the Among Us memes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so once we watch that, we're going to be moving on to Solo, and then we're going to watch through Rebels. I think, Ronnie, you watched Rebels, right? Most of it? Some of it?
I've watched. I think I've made it through a couple of seasons. I actually need to look to see where I am because I need to pick that back up.
Did you watch Clone Wars also?
I didn't. I actually watched them out of order. We just kind of started watching Rebels one day.
Oh, okay.
And
Gotcha.
just kind of like kept on it, even though Clone Wars technically comes first. Because I think Rebels is after Clone Wars, I think. In the actual universe.
It's set between Episode 3 and Episode 4. Just like Solo, Rogue One, they're all set in that time period.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And I actually, honestly, I already know like some major spoilers in Rebels, but I don't know how it all comes to be. Like, I know some of the battles that happen between certain Jedi and Sith folks, but I haven't told the family yet what that is or who that is, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing it. It is actually
really good. I was pleasantly surprised with how good it was. I thought that I probably wouldn't like it as much just because it's an animated show, but it's pretty good actually. So.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, we're going to keep going with the Star Wars stuff because we're loving it. And besides that, the final thing I just wanted to share is that I need to share about some idiots in my life. I just need to be honest. Yeah. One of those idiots are me, because as I told you last week, I almost cut off my finger. The short story is I was using what some call a mandolin. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but it's got like a little, it's like a
guitar?
Nope.
A musical instrument?
Not the musical instrument. It's like a cutting board, which is it's like a rectangle shape, and it's got a blade that's diagonal, and you can change the thickness of the space between the blade and the board.
You mean the blade is on the cutting board?
Yeah, it's on the cutting
attached.
board. Yeah, and you slide vegetables and slide things across it.
That sounds like a disaster.
Oh, it's a disaster.
Oh my gosh.
A few years ago, Mindy cut off the tip of her finger and
they
bled
no longer
everywhere.
sell that in
they probably outlawed it.
The Wild West over there in Brazil.
In Brazil, you can have whatever you
Brazilian
want.
torture device.
Yep, exactly. So I'm cutting a cucumber.
One of the Adams family.
Cutting the cucumber, and I'm like working my way down, and I'm like, okay, don't be like Mindy and cut a tip of your finger off. And I'm like, I got a little more space. I can do it. It has a part that you like you can hold the vegetable on top of it, and you can slice it through. And I usually use it.
You can't see the blade when you're doing that?
No, you can't see the blade, but your hand's nowhere near it. It's just slicing. So
it sounds like it's near it.
It sounds like it's a guessing game on where the blade is.
I played the
Side of the
guessing game,
vegetable.
and I guessed wrong. And I just slid it a little bit with going forward, and I just nicked the tip of my finger, and it sank in probably I don't know, a couple centimeters, fifth of an inch.
Doesn't sound
but it
like
was
a
enough.
nick.
It was not nice. So I was an idiot there. The next
Why do you guys
was
still have that? If it cut off the tip
yes,
of Mindy's
throw that
finger
away.
and
It's
then you cut yourself on
it's
it,
really
why is it in
handy.
your house?
It's really handy. It's
is
You
that a
don't
pun?
have hands.
it's a rite of
Is
passage.
that a pun?
It's like walking
Your hand
across.
is gone.
It's like walking across hot coals with a tribe. You have to cut the cucumbers with.
But you
with
guys
the
have
minute.
already done it.
But
I
we've
mean, you guys
lived.
have already been
It's
cut.
not,
We're
it's
still
not a
alive.
ritual
We
where
have all 10
you're finally
fingers.
in the family once you cut vegetables.
Exactly.
No.
Yep. That's how it works in our family. So
Still in the family, guys. Did it.
we did it. I have 9.5
2021,
fingers.
here we come.
It's like an initiation process at the
Yep,
Swisher household.
that's how we do it. So the other idiots that I want to share about is Brazil. They stink. I don't like them right now. My mom sent me 2 packages, and these packages
Whoa.
contain everything from a Sony camera that Patrick hooked me up with.
How do you not have that hooked up yet?
Because it's not here yet. I'm getting to the. Let me get to the story.
Oh, okay.
My
All right,
mother
sorry.
sent me 2 packages containing a variety of things. It was like gifts for the kids, blankets, Funko Pops, like just random stuff. Nothing crazy expensive, nothing elaborate. And we get a notice in the mail that we need to pay the taxes on these packages. They asked us, and we did it, unfortunately, because we're idiots too. We paid 900 reais, which is about almost $200, about 180 US dollars, just for the tax on these boxes, on these packages.
Oh.
The alternative, if we didn't pay it, they would hold on to it for up to a year, and then they would sell it off to whomever would want to buy.
I thought you were going to say $900, and I was like, man,
No.
you could 100% buy a camera that's good for $900.
What kind of
Yeah.
Brazilian racket you got going on over there?
That's why
They're like the
idiots, and I
mob
don't
with
like
the
them. They
mail.
are
They're the whole country is a mob.
just one big
bunch of
mob.
gangsters.
The Brazilian mafia.
Pay for protection.
And I mean, I've known this. It's been a while since we've shipped packages, so we thought maybe sometimes they don't charge us any tax. It's weird. It's like they randomly choose who they're going to tax.
It's just lawless.
But like
Today's your
sounds like.
lucky day.
to buy a
It's your lucky
yeah, lucky day. You only have to pay $100 instead of $200. But like another thing,
They got a wheel in the background that's like
Lucas Swisher, what does he get?
what does he get? Oh, he gets
900.
taxed. Yeah. So
Welcome back
bankrupt
to
mean?
How Much Money Can We Steal From You?
pretty much that's the game. That's the game we're playing with shipping. And then two,
tonight at 9.
we can't buy next gen systems. I can't buy a next gen system because for us it's going to cost around $850 to $950 US, almost double. Actually, more than double the price, I think, or around
You have
double
to
the
smuggle
price.
it in.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you got to do.
You gotta create your own
Take a little
mafia.
flight. Take a little flight to the U.S.
Swisher
Get-
mafia.
I don't know how you're going to
Swisher.
smuggle it, but at least they're
Don't
slim.
No, the thing is when you fly on an
Ham Swisher
airplane,
over here.
you have like a higher ceiling of which you can purchase, and as long as it's not like shrink wrapped, or it looks like you're going to sell it, then it's cool. You just
Have you ever just tried to like go up there when you're getting the boxes and just like have like a $20 bill in your hand, just like shake the guy like, hey,
do like Tom
You should do it
Selleck
with a
or
$5
Chandler did
bill.
in Friends. Like, hey, what's Abe Lincoln said hello.
yeah.
You got to go up with a $5 bill and be like, hey, Abraham Lincoln never told a lie.
Isn't that George Washington?
Yeah, but that's why you say,
okay.
you say Abraham
That's
Lincoln.
right. Andrew Jackson.
They're not gonna
Never
know.
yeah, that's true. They're not going to know. That's true. Good call.
Could be anybody.
Yeah. So it's all said and done. I can't do it this time. Maybe next time. But we're not going to do any packages anytime soon. The last thing I just wanted to say, one more set of dummies, idiots, whatever you want to call them. Sony. What are they doing? They're not giving a good message. Their messages are mixed. I feel like the PS3 Sony is back. Whether they're changing Spider-Man on people, without warning, having terrible, inconsistent upgrade plans, no save transfers, like all this news coming from Sony is like the opposite of what Xbox is doing. And it's just like, man, I love Sony, but I feel like they're just looping back to their old ways. And I don't know how you guys feel about that, but it's kind of frustrating.
It is super frustrating, but it's not totally frustrating for me because it's never happened before where you could transfer your save from one console to the next. I know it. The reason why it is a frustration for people.
Yeah, because Xbox is doing it.
Xbox is
and that's
doing
the
it,
thing is,
and PS5 is not doing it. So that's the hang up. And
that's exactly right.
I guess it's but I mean, like, I understand with Spider-Man and the Spider-Man PS5 remaster, how those won't transfer. I get it.
No, yeah, I totally get the remaster.
It's a remaster. Yeah. But if you're playing your PS4 game on your PS5, you would think that with the cloud saving, you can it just works.
Yeah.
But apparently not. Apparently not.
So
Maybe they'll patch it in.
yeah, you never know. Anything's possible, but it's just been.
You never know with Sony.
You
You're right.
really
You
never
never
know. It's just crazy how Xbox, and I know that the reason Xbox has got it together is because they have to. They
have
lost
to.
last generation.
Yes.
They got destroyed.
They screwed it up.
And now they're like, we got to make up for it. So I understand that. But Sony was just in a perfect position to just keep the ball rolling, and they just messed it up, which really just brings us to the topic of the show, whether it's me cutting off my fingers, Brazil, charging us a bunch of money, or Sony messing it up, is we're all about idiots today. And that's what we're talking about. So let's just jump right into the dummy time. Is that what we're calling it? Dummy time?
The dummy
It's
time?
dummy time. Dummy time, peanut butter. That's not how that works. All right. Moving on.
Moving on to the topic.
Moving on to the topic. All right. That's right, folks. Idiots, dummies, fools. That's what we're talking about today. We've all done it. We've all been it. And now we're going to laugh about it. We're going to have some fun.
We still are it sometimes.
We still are. Yeah, that's not changed.
We is.
You never grow out of
is.
this.
Yeah, exactly. So let's jump right into it, guys. We have, can we let the joiners warm us up? They wanted to share with us some of their favorite idiots, their favorite dummies from whether it's themselves or people across TV, film, real life, you name it, they mention it. So
All right.
the first one comes from Humar Whittle from One Geek 411 host. He just sent a GIF of Dwight Schrute, and it says, "Whenever I'm about to do something, I think, would an idiot do that?" That's a good idiot.
And I don't do that thing.
I don't know.
If they would, I do not do that thing.
That's
Is
right.
that what he
That's
says
right.
afterwards? Yeah, I took a picture of it, so I don't know what the. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, Dwight Schrute, definitely.
It actually stems from
Solid
Michael.
idiot.
Michael asked Dwight. He's like, "What's the most inspirational thing I've ever told you?" And he said, "Don't be an idiot." He's like, "What?" He's like, and then it cuts to him, and he says that he's like, "Oh crap! Now I forget the quote." He's like, before I do something,
Yeah,
I
whenever
think,
I'm about to
would
do
an idiot
something.
do that?
Yeah,
And if they would, then I do not do that thing.
inspirational. Well, I have to say, I like Dwight as an idiot. I do not like Michael as an idiot. At least for the season and a half I watched The Office, Michael was like my least favorite character on the show, easily.
He is.
So-
He's very cringy throughout
He's
the
so
whole thing.
cringy.
Anxiety.
He's
It gives
horrible.
you anxiety a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, he's
on the
horrible. He
decision
only cares
makes.
about himself.
Yeah, but Dwight's a great idiot. Ryan Straube, I have too many of these sorts of moments that I can't think of a single one. As for favorite idiots in entertainment, Lloyd and Harry in Dumb and Dumber. Good choice.
Yes.
As well as Andy Dwyer from Parks and Rec being my favorite. I still haven't gotten into Parks and Rec.
I haven't watched
I've
that
heard
either.
good things.
I have as well.
Who's Andy Dwyer?
He's a character from Parks and Rec. Were
Okay.
you
Chris Pratt's
listening?
character.
Were you even
Chris Pratt?
listening?
Oh, Chris Pratt's
okay.
character.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mark. Mark fact.
There it is.
Oh wait,
That's a normal
fact. That's like normal. That's a you should have known fact.
It should just be like a judge's gavel that he hits down.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Let's see. Corey Fouch. Favorite idiot in entertainment would probably be Frank Burns from MASH, going old school. Just a truly bumbling idiot in the Army with the rank of major. It's hilarious. Continuing with the good times of old school bumbling idiots. Favorite famous idiot from Tim Pollen. Woody and or Coach from Cheers. Lovable, naive dummies. Did you guys watch MASH and Cheers back in the day? Ever?
No,
Anyone?
Really?
I have
No.
not watched
Oh.
MASH. I've watched 2 episodes of Cheers. That's about
Okay.
it.
2 is something. So I've watched more Cheers than I've watched MASH. I will say with MASH, I get the names mixed up, but Frank Burns, from what I remember, was just like this major who was totally full of himself, but he just was not very smart. And nothing's worse than an idiot that thinks he's smart. And so he was just a terrible character that you love to hate. But Woody and Coach, they're both like, they pretty much replace each other. Coach was the original in Cheers. He was the older man that would help Sam, who was
Oh, the guy that he was in the first 2 episodes I watched. He was like drunk. Was that the guy? Was that the guy?
I
Didn't
don't
the
think
whole
so.
thing take place at a bar? Pretty
it
much.
did take place at a bar, but Coach was usually
So
serving
a
drinks.
drunk guy really doesn't narrow it down. Then
But he was an older
Nailed it.
guy. He was like the helper of Sam, who was the main bartender. But
Oh,
he was
okay.
really like, he just was a kind of person that he didn't get sarcasm. And so he was almost like a Drax, except not as, alien.
Yeah, he was
like.
hilarious in the 2 episodes
he
I
was really
watched.
funny.
Yeah, he was.
And
funny.
then Woody was Woody Harrelson back in the day. So he was just total doof. Like he just was so dense he didn't get anything. But they were just very lovable, dense idiots. Like they weren't like, full of themselves or anything else. They were just like lovable teddy bears that had no idea what was happening. So yeah. That's our entertainment ones. Did you guys want to share any of your favorite idiots in entertainment, since that was mainly what people shared on the Discord? Anything out there that you, and it doesn't have to be people, it can be like TV shows in general.
I would go with Will Ferrell, basically in
Yes.
every movie. Like that brand of idiot that he is, like in pretty much every movie.
Yeah.
Like
We're going streaking.
it's the funniest, like it's the funniest character ever. Like I think all of his movies are hysterical.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think my favorite idiot in all of entertainment, hands down, is Peter Griffin from Family Guy. He is the epitome of an idiot. Like everything he does is he's an idiot. it's so great.
I think for me, my favorite idiot is probably Joey from Friends. And I think it's because at the beginning of Friends, the first few seasons, he is just like a womanizer idiot sort of guy, but they develop his character as the seasons go on. And by like season 8, 9, 10, you just realize how good of a friend he is to Chandler, to Ross, you know, and just how much of how he probably has of all of them, he has the best character by the end of season 10. And so Joey's hilarious. He's, you know, I think of the episode where he's gotten a new hot roommate that's a model, and at first he's like, why you have this girly stuff everywhere? And she convinces him to start like decorating, and by the end he's like decorating with flowers with her, and Chandler's like, what are you doing, man? And Joey gets all angry, is like, why are you being so mean? And then Chandler's like, what's wrong? Why do you think I'm being so mean? He's like, well, it's not what you said, it's how you said it. And then he's like, oh no, I'm a woman. Like just his moments where he just all of a sudden realizes he's made a mistake or done something stupid.
Along the same lines of that, the same time that was out was Seinfeld, and Kramer from Seinfeld was also
He's
a huge
king
idiot. Like,
Yeah.
king idiot. Like there's one point where he's driving a bus. He's like, now I'm behind the wheel, and so I let the person off at the next stop. And Jerry's like, you kept making all the stops. Well, people kept ringing the bell. You know, he has like an intern where he has Darren.
Yeah, that's a good episode.
Darren the intern. Oh man, little Jerry.
Kramerica Industries.
Kramerica Industries. Oh man, he was a super big idiot.
Mark, did you have a favorite idiot?
2 of them, in fact.
Oh, not one, but 2.
Lloyd Christmas.
Yep.
And Harry Dunn.
Nice.
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber. Yep.
That's the epitome of what that movie is.
That is correct. You and Ryan Straube got it right. Yeah, pets' heads are falling off. Just, it's terrible.
Why are you going to the airport? Flying somewhere?
Aspen, California.
Wow, skis, are they yours? Yep, both
Both of them.
Samsonite. I was way off. I say that one all
According
the
to
time.
the map, we've only gone 4 inches.
You know, if you move your arms like this, it feels like you're running really, really fast.
Oh man.
Want to hear the most annoying
Good
sound
stuff.
in the world?
Now, at the pretty much on the day we record, I always talk to my wife about. She always asks about the topic. She may not listen to the show because it's too much for her, but she does always ask about what we're going to talk about, and she gives her feedback. So she did mention something that I thought was like perfect 90s idiocy, and that is America's Funniest Home Videos, where you just watch endless amounts of idiots. You know,
I still love that.
The guy that stands in front of his son while he's swinging a wiffle ball bat, or standing like just too
all
close.
the time.
Just,
Always gets hit right in the junk.
yeah, it's just like, oh man.
I still watch clips of those. Like they come up in like Facebook feeds and stuff. Like I'll sit there and watch those for 20 minutes.
It's
just
hilarious.
Endless feeds of that.
Well, yeah.
That added with like the ridiculous VO of Bob Saget.
Oh yes, with his quote unquote voices.
Yeah.
Like yeah. That was classic 90s TV. And I mean, on Twitter they have similar things like CCTV idiots. You Had One Job. I don't know if you guys follow that channel, but or that handle, whatever.
Handle.
There's Only In and then a country. I don't know if you guys have seen any handles like Only in Russia or Only in Italy. Only you just pick a country pretty much, and they show all kinds of these different things that happen where just people do the craziest things. It's good stuff.
I watched a 10-minute video of trucks trying to drive underneath a 11-foot, 8-inch clearing, and the top of their trucks just getting ruined.
That's like a can opener.
Oh man,
yeah,
I've seen
it's
those.
just like a can opener. And then there's also like there are people who are driving like their trailers or their motorhomes. You know, those big, huge, like $200,000 motorhomes, and then their air conditioning just gets lopped off because they try to drive underneath it. So I turned it on and watched it with Clark, and he is giggling like crazy. These guys are idiots.
Pretty much. One of the things that I discovered in college was demotivator posters. I don't know if you guys have heard of those. They pretty much exploit idiocy. I don't know that there's so much idiots, but they're about idiots because there are people out there that really need those motivational posters. So they're pretty much poking fun at those who need them. And I just wanted to share a few of them because I find them to be pretty much hilarious and relatable all at the same time. There's one poster. It has a guy on a mountaintop, and he's looking off into the expanse with clouds and fog, and it says, procrastination. Hard work often pays off after time, but laziness always pays off right now. So true.
Always
Pays off. There's another one. It's a poster of a full moon at night on a desert, and it says, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. Of course, then your eyeballs will boil and your lungs explode with decompression. But that's what you get for being a dang show off.
That was a long one.
Yeah, it's a really long one, but it's worth it. It's like goes into all this detail of how you're going to die. Here's another one that's just like, Patrick, you'll appreciate this, just having kids. It's a poster. It's a child writing on a blackboard, and it says knowledge. It says, I believe the children are our future, and that terrifies me.
That's true.
That is a true statement. My personal favorite is a poster with a chain link, like a real long chain link, and it has one link that's broken. And then it says dysfunction. The only consistent feature in all your dissatisfying relationships is you.
Oh, jeez. Thanks,
That's
poster.
like, oh man, that hurts real bad. And then my honorable mention is a poster of a penguin walking with his flippers spread out, and it says limitations. Until you spread your wings, you'll have no idea how far you can walk. So there's a bunch of them. Go to despair.com. That's where they all are, and they are hilarious. So that's my favorite idiocy entertainment. Is reading those.
Yeah, I used to look at websites like if you guys remember the Fail blog. Do you guys remember that?
Oh yes.
Just all types of idiotic things that are around the world that they would post on this one place, and also people of Walmart.
Oh gosh, yeah. Walmart is a hotbed for that kind of stuff. It's like a petri dish of idiocy.
Some of that stuff, like, you just got to be careful. Don't look at that around the kids because people wear the most ridiculous things.
Yeah.
At Walmart,
like underwear for your mask. Yeah.
Yep.
I saw that. Now, for me, what I saw was like, this is in Florida. It didn't even specify Walmart, but yeah, people wearing underwear or wearing bras on their face for a mask.
Yep. Really?
Like, wow.
That's the best you could come up with?
That's what I got.
Ah, gosh.
Yeah. It's something.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Now, the reason we can make fun and the reason we can talk about idiots is because, as we said earlier, we're often idiots ourselves.
Yep.
Rob Schlemmer on Facebook, he's also an idiot. He said, last night I told my girlfriend to calm down.
That's
horrible
a time bomb. Nope.
Patrick followed that with did a nuke explode in your home? And Rob said, I don't know what happened. I'm still digging through the rubble.
Do you have a girlfriend any longer?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's single. He's on the streets.
Ready to mingle.
Single
living in his van.
Yeah. He's missing an arm, maybe a few fingers, like that mandolin. You might as well just use a mandolin if you're going to talk like
He's all
that.
clawed up.
It's like
your
as
finger
soon as
off.
you say something like that, you immediately regret it. Like, oh no, oh no.
What do you mean, you people? Yeah. No.
You people. Don't get me
is
started
no
on that
good.
term.
Mike Doherty said, I commented on a political post. And then it stops after that. And then he just posts the gif, shame, 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 from Holy Grail with the witch.
Oh, there are people ready just to battle it out online.
Yeah.
And you'll never win.
No.
Doesn't matter what
Can't
side
nobody
you're
wins
on.
No way
online.
to
Nobody
win.
wins.
There's no winners.
I mean, I
Everybody,
understand.
you're only a loser.
It's a trap. You feel like you're doing God's work, or you're trying to make mankind better, but it's no good will come of it.
There's no helping.
No.
No, I've seen a quote where it's like, you can win an argument with a smart person. You can never win an argument with an idiot.
Yeah. It's in Proverbs. It says, don't try to argue.
It's in the Bible.
It's in the Bible, not that quote, but a quote like it. Like, don't argue, don't throw your pearls to swine. Don't argue with an idiot because they're just gonna crap all over it. Like, they're not gonna listen to you.
Not gonna listen to you.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have these,
The Bible.
you have these conversations. Like, I hear my kids have these conversations where, I don't know, one will do something to the other, and it's not a big deal. It's oftentimes a misunderstanding. And then the other will say, you're not my friend anymore. We're never going to play ever again. Can they say that? Come on.
And 5 minutes later.
Yeah, 5 minutes later. It's ridiculous. How about you guys? Confession time. Let's talk about when have you been an idiot?
Being a Reds fan.
Yeah, we knew that was
And
going to
we're back.
circle back.
Basically being a
We knew that was
Cincinnati
gonna
sports
circle
fan,
back.
honestly.
100%.
We have seen the same result play out year after year, regardless of which team it is. They give you enough hope. They make you believe that they could be something, and then they just pull your heart right out of your chest, Indiana Jones style.
Oh, yeah.
Show it to you.
I feel that. Visualize it.
Yeah, right there with you.
Yeah.
It's rough being a Cincinnati fan. And I don't know why I do it every year. This
Yeah,
is
me
the
neither.
year.
I don't know why I
This
care.
is
This
the
is the
year.
year.
I even
That's
watched the
stuff.
Bengals game this weekend. I don't know why I even bother with it. I mean, they did win, but
It's the
I think I got wise. I got wise in the first game of the season, and when we were up, and my brother-in-law was like, "Hey, it looks like they'll win." I was like, "Have you watched the Bengals?
What did you just
Have
say?
you seen? Have you seen them?" And then
country are you from?
the next play, the quarterback just like does a shovel pass.
right to the other
And
guy.
throws an interception. I'm like, what? Yeah, that's exactly what. And then I'm like, okay. And then I watch the second game and I see them get shellacked by the Browns. I'm like, well, okay,
It's gonna be a long year.
this is gonna be a long year.
Yep.
It's good that happens up front, though. You know, they're not like 8-8, like on the cusp of the playoffs, and then they just fall apart for you.
Oh, I'm a West Virginia Mountaineer fan. I'm not as much as I used to be because it's really hard to follow college football. I mean, especially now because of COVID, but even in the past 8 years, it's been really hard to follow college football and college sports. But the 1 year that all West Virginia Mountaineers had to do was win a game against a losing record Pittsburgh. What are they called?
Panthers.
No, not Pittsburgh Steelers. This is college football.
Panthers.
Panthers. Oh, I thought you said Steelers. I'm like, Patrick, you know better. Yeah, they just had to beat Pitt, and they lost like 13-9. It was stupid. They didn't score a touchdown. They missed 3 field goals. It was heartbreaking. I stood the entire second half thinking, if I stand this whole time, my friends and I, we stand for our team. They're going to pull through, and they're going to win. They
It was
didn't.
probably better that they let you know early, though. Just
it wasn't
cut you
early.
Down. Well, if they,
They just had to
cut
win,
you
and they were
down,
going to be in the championship. That's all they had to do.
But did you really want them to go to the championship and
Yes!
just get lopped off?
Sure.
That-
They've never
See,
been.
I think
They've never been in a championship in my
thing is,
lifetime.
I'd rather the Bengals just not even make the playoffs than go there and make a mockery of themselves.
I want a mockery.
Back
Bring
in
on
like
the
it
mockery.
was 2002 or 2006, around that time, the Cincinnati Bearcats football team went 12 or 13-0, and they had to play the Florida Gators in one of the biggest games, and that was when Tim Tebow was in
Oh
college.
no, yeah.
So we played
Superman.
we went undefeated So they're like, oh, this team's really good. They get to play the Florida Gators. We lost like 50-10 that
Yeah,
year.
you realize that's a different level of good. That's a different level of recruiting. We're not even playing the same game.
I thought these guys were good.
I
but
remember.
Nope, I'm an idiot.
I remember that was
Should've
that
known.
was,
I'm an idiot.
that was the first year I realized the Gator Bowl of like 92 or 93. For one, I thought, why are we playing the team that they've named this bowl after? It's the Gator Bowl, and we're playing the Florida Gators, and they shellac us. It's like 40-something to 10, and I'm just sitting there as like a 12-year-old, like, and my dad's just like, "Yep, this is why I don't cheer for the Mountaineers." I'm like, "Great, thanks, Dad." Yeah.
I stopped being an idiot a long time ago, son. You should do the same.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, when you first brought up this, Patrick, you're the reason we're talking about this, by the way. I don't know if I told the joiners, but you're the reason
Calling him an idiot?
It's easy to talk about something you know.
that you're familiar with. And honestly, when
We
you
all
first
just happen to be experts.
when you mentioned it, my first thought wasn't that I'm an expert. My first thought was I can think of a lot of idiotic things that people do.
Material for this.
And then I'm talking to my wife and she's like, you do have a lot of material to talk about. You.
Yeah, you
and I'm
talk
like,
to your
"Oh."
wife immediately. They're like, "Oh, these are all the things you do wrong. This is all the
Oh,
stuff
you're gonna do great, honey.
Yeah. You're going to do great talking about yourself. That's pretty much what she tells me at the breakfast table.
Let's have all of our significant others on a future podcast just cutting us down.
Oh, man. That'd be terrible.
Easy topic.
Another dumb thing I do is I will ask rhetorical questions just for the sake of conversation. Like, oh, did you get a haircut? Oh, did you buy a new shirt? No, I made it myself in my basement. No, I didn't get a haircut. I washed my hair really hot or really cold water, and then I put it in the dryer, and it shrank. And I got that from my dad. Like, he asked those same kind of silly questions, and it's just like, why? Why do we do this? And my daughter, she asked the same question. Like, we're laughing in a movie, and she's like, do you think this movie's funny? Nope, I'm just laughing because it's so terrible. That's just the kind of stuff that we do. We're swishers. What can I say?
That reminds me of the here's your sign things from like
Yes.
the blue collar people.
That's another idiot thing that's really funny from back in the day. Here's your sign. It's a good one.
I love this quote. I hate when people see me at the supermarket and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And I'm just like, "Oh, you know, hunting elephants."
Yep.
You know.
That's what we do.
"Hey, you washing your car?" "No, I'm watering it to see if it grows."
Yep. After midnight, it multiplies itself.
Yeah, a lot of when there's idiocy, there comes sarcastic.
Yes. They go hand in hand with one another.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh man,
That is for sure.
I had it was last week. I went to the grocery store, and I was picking up a few things. Got everything paid for. Got in the car, came home, and unloaded everything. Came down to the basement, turned on the TV, and I'm looking for my phone. I'm like, "Where's my phone?" I was like, "It's probably in my car," because usually it's in the console, just sitting there. So I go out to my car. It's not there. And then I go to my my iWatch, and my watch, you can do your find your phone, and it was not connected. And if you're close to your phone, it will have like a little button that you can press that will beep your phone. You can find it, and it was not connecting. I'm like, where is it? So I immediately thought, I left it in the cart. It's in the cart. It's in the cart in the middle of a parking lot, and this is like 9:30 at night. So I jump in the car. I go all the way back to the grocery store. I go to the cart corral where it was, and I look at the top, and there's my phone sitting
goodness.
right there. And I'm like, wow, I am an idiot. Seriously, this phone is just sitting here. And luckily it was at night. Otherwise that phone is gone. 100% gone. And now I keep my phone in the car when I go to the grocery store. I'm like, nope, not going to do that again. Not going to make that same mistake.
We'll give you a few years.
Make sure it's...
Yeah, don't worry. It'll happen again. I've gone to the grocery store multiple times and forgot my wallet. And now the kids and the wife now say, "Do you have your wallet? Are you sure you have your wallet?" We drove to Jungle Gyms, which is 30 minutes away, and I forgot my wallet.
Yep.
Forgot it.
Yeah.
Like, seriously? And I brought Claire. It's like, oh yeah. And then I just usually I do like the pants pat to see if everything is in there. I didn't do it that day.
Yeah.
And man, that was a waste of an hour.
Yeah, Mindy and I do this thing where she knows when I hand her the keys and be like, yeah, you're driving home. She's like, you forgot your wallet, didn't you? Yep. I drove all the way there. Like, it could be a place like an hour, 2 hours away. And then we do what, we visit someone or we go somewhere and then we're on our way back. And I'm like, you need to drive. She's like, you did it again.
It's
like,
one thing to forget your wallet. It's another thing to forget to renew your driver's license. My birthday was in July.
When did you remember?
I remembered over the weekend. I'm driving for 3 months without a license. Whoops.
Yep, I've done that too. I've done that in Brazil.
Yesterday.
What's that say?
That's last year.
2019? I've done that in the U.S. and
I
Brazil.
drove for multiple months with my tags expired.
It's good times.
I didn't even know it. I just happened to be getting the mail, walking up behind
Patrick
my car.
and I were talking about this earlier today. For you joiners, if you haven't listened to all of our episodes, you could go back to pretty much just pick an episode and all of us, or at least one of us, no, all of us will say something that we've done that's dumb. Like, it's just, like, I know there's an episode where I talked about how I went on a mission trip and I left early in the morning and we were like halfway, maybe, or 2/3 of the way on a 6-hour trip. And my neighbor called my wife to say, hey, your husband left the house keys in the front gate where anybody off the street could get into my house and just take whatever they want. And like a big dumb animal, I just left the key in there, got in my Uber, rode the Uber to a place, left the keys hanging in, and for like a few hours, I thought I about threw up thinking about.
I've done that too. Or I'm looking for my keys in the morning, like, where are the keys? And I just open up the front door, and the keys are still in the door.
Yeah,
just on the outside.
Yep.
Like, oh, whoops.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Come on in,
that.
folks.
Yeah, exactly. Or come on in whenever you want, at any time.
Swisher Mart, 5-finger discount. Just take whatever you want.
Yeah, it reminds me of that time. Now that I'm thinking about like the mandolin and all of that. Yeah. So when I was, and I think I've told this story before.
Yeah. I also cut off my finger.
So when I was in college, I was working at a food court on campus, and one of my duties was to do dishwashing.
Duties.
Don't even say it. Don't.
He said duties.
Yeah, you're an idiot. But no, one of my responsibilities was to do dishwashing, and I was cleaning several, parts and trying to put them in the, those like automated, the huge industrial dishwasher.
Pull the
type
handle
things.
down, shut it in, and it.
Yeah,
It's like a car wash
Yeah.
for the dishes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't always get everything. So I was wiping off some of this stuff, and I had this particular piece in my hand, and there were pieces of peppers on it, and so I tried to wipe it off with my hand. Well, unbeknownst to me, this was like a piece to like a vegetable slicer,
AKA finger slicer.
Yeah, it had a blade inside, yeah. So you obviously the people listening can't see it, but
Right
I've
now,
got a nice
Joiner.
little, a nice little thing of scar tissue.
Yeah, right now, joiners,
From,
Mark is showing us his finger, and it's missing parts.
He's showing us his finger.
Yep, just flipping us off.
Yeah, I sliced open my finger
Ouch.
pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I am not alone
and
with the mangling. Yeah,
good times.
That's what it's called? The mangling?
Yep.
You said it was mandolin.
yeah. It's called the mangler.
No, that's what happens with the mandolin. You get the
Get out
mangling.
the mangler, mangling. Oh man. All right. Any other idiocy you guys want to share? Dumb stuff?
Oh, how much time do we have?
We have all day. We can split it into 2 parts.
That is not true at all.
That is not how this works. I mean, I've got lots more, but we can, save it for another day.
Mm-hmm.
There will
We
be a
can
part
always
2, I
talk about
believe,
this.
down the road.
Part 2
100%.
of idiocy. Agreed. All right. Well, then we'll save the rest for a future date. I think that that about does it for this first part of many of idiotic intricacies.
We could do this every week.
Yeah, we could. We really could, and
could
we'd
be our
never
whole
run
show.
out of material.
It's called the Good Morning Guys podcast.
Yeah, we do this every week.
Yep. All right. Well, that finishes things up. Of course, as always, rate us, review us, check us out on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, and Stitcher. Of course, it's very scientific over there, and science has proven that if you rate us, we will be able to reach more joiners. And also, somehow, some way, if enough of you do it, Patrick may still do something crazy, but you can't know until you do. I don't know if that's right, but it sounded right in my head.
You're an idiot.
Yep, pretty much. Also, if you've enjoyed the hangout with us, of course, you can join us on Twitter, on Discord. There are links in the show notes where you can join us as we're idiots, as we talk about dad jokes, look at photos of seashells, talk about video games, give life updates, entertaining discussions galore. We also do have an old school email where you can write us on there. We no longer have a MySpace page, but if you want to make one for the Good Morning Guys, you're welcome to do that. Justin Timberlake would thank you. And of course, friendly reminder, Retro October continues Tuesdays and Saturdays, 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. And then that'll go to Eastern Standard Time in November.
Yes.
Yeah.
Except we're going to be done.
Just kidding. It's only October. So idiots strike again. All right. Fantastic. We have Good Morning God, a devotional podcast, 10 to 15 minutes. Check it out. Rate and subscribe and all that good stuff as well. And then finally, GMG also has a phone number that you can call. You can leave a message. You can ask a question. You can let your voice be heard by calling what number? What number?
Which one? Who's saying it?
You didn't call on anybody.
I didn't call on anyone. I just wanted to see which idiot would talk first.
929 GMG guys.
That's right. Leave a message, ask a question, let your voice be heard. Speaking of what should be heard, Mark, what are the latest song additions to the GMG Music playlist that any and all can hear on Spotify and Apple Music?
Yeah, so of course we've been talking about idiots this week, and it is very difficult to find songs with the word idiot in the title. There is one that immediately came to mind, but it has a cuss word in it, so we're not putting it on there.
What word does it have in it?
The F-bomb. It's
a good one.
American Idiot.
It's
but
a good one.
yeah, so sorry.
We need the
Green Day.
radio
Is there like
version.
a clean version?
Yeah, there's got to be
Get
something.
on there or something maybe?
Unfortunately, I don't think Spotify has the clean version. It's just
Nah, they need to step their game up.
Those
I know,
idiots.
right? Idiots.
yeah,
Idiots.
but helpful idiots because I enjoy Spotify. Anyway, so obviously I had to go with another word for idiot, like fool. We do have one song with the word idiot in it, but the rest are all with the word fool. So the first song that we're adding is from Jimmy Fallon's comedy album, The Bathroom Wall. It is called Idiot Boyfriend. And it is a hilarious
Isn't that
song.
all of us at one point?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can
You gotta check out the lyrics to it though. It's hilarious.
All right.
And the second edition is The Fool on the Hill from the Beatles. And the third edition is What a Fool Believes from the Doobie Brothers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mm,
So, hope those songs help you get your good morning on.
nice. Honorable mention, Fools Rush In by Elvis Presley.
That's not a bad one. Not a bad one at all.
Besides that,
Except that's called Can't Help Falling.
that's
in
what
Love
I
with You.
said. Can't help following. That's another time that I'm an idiot.
Except-
I'm an idiot with song titles and lyrics. I cannot remember them for the life of me, and I passed it on to my son. He's the worst.
It is a movie title, though.
Yeah, that's true. Fools Rush In. That's why. That's what I associate with it. So,
Yeah.
good movie. GMG music playlist is cool, but we also have the GMG video game top 100 that we are building up to. We will be ranking and revealing in a future episode a complete list, but for now we're slowly gathering little by little the games that we love to watch and play. So let's add 4 more to the list today. I'm just going to start just for fun. Jackbox Party Pack is my game I'm throwing in. I'm just throwing in all of them. Jackbox Party
General,
Pack.
okay.
1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Future
Looking
iterations.
forward to 7 coming out this
They're
month.
all amazing and they're so fun. They're just like, they're the best party games, like trivia and just a wide variety of different games to play together. And just the modern ones using the cell phone on a web browser, amazing. You can have anyone at your house. Everybody has a cell phone. Everyone can play. It works out. I love it. So that's mine. How about you, Mark?
I think what I'm going to do this time, and I had it, but now I don't remember it, so
somebody else talk. Patrick.
I am going to go with the original Super Mario Brothers.
OG Super Mario.
Yes.
Nice.
I hate this part.
Well, here, let me go so that you have more time.
Okay.
Because I just remembered what mine is. Borderlands 3.
Oh, okay. Good. I still haven't played that one.
Sorry, that was all the time I could give you, Ron.
3D and go, Robbie.
Thanks for the extra 3 seconds.
Wow. You really...
Have I added any of the Halo games yet?
There are some on there already.
I think there's only one. Halo 3 is on there?
3.
So I want to add Halo, the original game.
Okay.
It was
Yeah.
literally like the game that got me into the rest of them.
Yep.
And I've actually gone back and played that earlier this year, and it was pretty fun.
That's one of my favorites. Blood Gulch, doing
Yeah, man, it was
multiplayer LAN parties and stuff. Using the pistol.
so good.
Using the pistol as a
OP
sniper
pistol.
rifle. I love
So
that game.
good, man.
So good. That's all of them, right? All 4 of us? Not a 5th game?
Yep.
Fantastic. All right. Well, next week, join us for our joiner-driven episode. So whatever all y'all want to talk about, we will be nominating, you all will be nominating and voting this coming weekend to let us know what you want us to talk about. And then also, just so y'all know, I feel so very Southern right now. Patrick, you have improv powers for the next 10 episodes. Use that
All right.
power wisely, my friend.
You underestimate my power.
My powers have doubled since we last saw one another. I don't know why I'm talking with a British voice with Anakin.
Oh, no.
It's more fun that way.
Sean Connery was about to come out.
So good to see you, Count
Almost there.
Dooku. My powers have doubled since the last time we saw each other.
I hate Shaq.
I hate Shand. Yes, Shand is the worst. The way it hits your
course.
skin, it makes you feel all icky,
Get you everywhere.
dirty. It's so coarse. It reminds me of my mother. Makes me cry in pain and agony.
I killed them all. I slaughtered them. And not just the men, but the women.
And I hate you.
Children.
I hate you. I don't care if you
We need
have,
to stop.
I don't care if you have the high ground, Obi-Wan. I can beat you.
You're Obi nothing.
Either you're with me or against me.
And we've beaten this into the ground.
Yes. Because we're idiots.
The high ground.
Alrighty then.
Oh,
Idiot 1, Idiot 2, Idiot 3, and myself, also an idiot. Pat, Mark, and Ronnie J. Along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners, not idiots. We love you. You're beautiful. Go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Bow wow.
Good morning, my brothers and sisters. On this.
Gotta have like the bass in the background.
Oh, yeah. There's no way we'd be able to do that.
I wouldn't be able to not laugh.
No, there's no way. We'll work our way to that someday.